Hi there guys, Rob here from Harmony. In this video I'm going to talk all about a very useful and very common guitar technique, sliding. And I don't mean using one of these things, which is a slide to play slide guitar with. We're not going to talk about one of them today. But I'm just talking about playing slides on the guitar just with your fingers, which basically means you can get from one note to the next by just sliding between them. Like I said, it's an extremely useful and effective technique to get a really good sound because it really does glue two notes together. You can slide up or you can slide down, however you want to connect some notes. So I'm just going to talk about that and hopefully give a few little pointers for beginners just starting out to experiment with slides in their guitar playing. So let's grab a guitar and take a look at some slides. So that was me playing some slides on the guitar. As I was passing from one note to the next in certain parts of my phrase, I was sliding from one note to the next, which really does, like I said, glue those notes together and makes them sound absolutely fantastic. And as I said in the intro as well, you can slide upwards. So if I very quickly demonstrate, I can play, let's just say the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and I can slide that up to the next note. I'm going to go from the 2nd fret to the 4th fret like this. Or I could slide in the opposite direction and play from the 4th to the 2nd, still doing a slide, but sliding downwards. Really, really cool sound. And I even did a cool little embellishment in that beginning part that I just played, where I played a note and I slid to the very next note up and then back down again very quickly like this. So that note that I played there, actually did a hammer onto that note, and then I slid it up and then back down again. A bit like that. And again, I'm going to keep saying this in this video, simple but effective. But there is one thing that I do see a lot of students do when they very first try and do slides, and it's such an easy thing to fix, and that's why I want to make this video. And all it is that when you're playing slides, just make sure that you're keeping the pressure on the first note that you play. Because when you slide it to the next one, you don't want to get to your next note and not have any pressure there, which means that note isn't going to make a sound. So they might play their first note like this, and then they'll slide their finger, but they've taken the pressure off that note, so you're not getting any end result. See what I mean? Whereas the idea is you want to keep that pressure down on the first note that you play, so the amount of pressure it takes to play that first note, keep that pressed down and then slide your finger up. That's mainly the thing that I see people doing, but you know, it is quite difficult at first. So basically what I want to say in this video as well is to experiment with slides with all of the fingers on your left hand. So a very quick exercise that we can do, nice and simple, is we can slide from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret on every single string, just as a little bit of an exercise. So take your first finger, play the 3rd fret, and then try and slide that note up to the 5th fret. Do the same on the next string. Still using your first finger. Same on the next string. Same on the next string. So that was a nice, simple thing that we could do, and then try and do that in reverse. So play the 5th fret and slide down to the 3rd fret. And that was me just playing that with my first finger, but again, like I said, try and get used to doing slides with all of your fingers on your left hand. So try it with your 2nd finger. Then your 3rd finger. And lastly, probably the hardest one is your little finger. So it's not the best sounding exercise in the world, but we're not really focusing on how it sounds in a musical fashion. We just want to make sure that the slides sound good. And that's a nice simple thing you can do. And if you want to take that even further, you can even extend the slide that you do, because I went from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret. Why don't you try going from the 3rd fret to the 6th fret or the 7th and really sort of see how far you can slide up and down and try and keep the accuracy there, trying to get from one note to the next in one movement, because sometimes slides can be quite quick rather than it being quite a dragged out sort of, you know, it could be quite as simple as very quick like that. So you need to make sure that wherever you're starting, you're also ending up exactly where you want to be at the right time. So there you go, there is a quick look at playing slides on the guitar. Really simple, really effective, really cool sounding, one of my favorite things to do. So if you've never really experimented with slides before, then I highly recommend doing so. Get them in your playing as quick as possible. Really awesome way of getting from one note to the next. Even better when you combine them with things like hammer-ons and pull-offs. It's going to sound absolutely awesome. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please click the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel as well. And hopefully we'll see you again in a future video.